So you've had a long week at work and you're ready to get out into the woods. Now we know you want to go as primitive as possible, and we're right there with you.
However, it's 2024. You may want to take some tech with you. Today, we're going to share with you our ultimate list of tech and gadgets that you really should be taking with you on your next camping or hiking adventure.
So stick around, because some of these things you didn't even know existed.
These weren't here a minute ago.
Starting off, let's take a look at the Garmin Inre Mini.
It's literally a satellite text option. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere, you're in the Grand Canyon, there's zero cell service, you're not going to be able to use your phone.
Nothing.
But you can use that.
Right.
So you can always use.
Yeah, it's satellite based, so it'll pick you up anywhere.
Yeah.
And you can get different service options to where it's either just a push for an SOS, or you can actually send pre-recorded text messages.
Yep.
Yeah, they got
I think
different.
the whole thing is
levels.
you can text with it no matter where you are.
You can get a message out. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Or you could do like pre-program in, like
Yeah.
just hit a button.
Yeah, and when you're walking down
Yeah.
the trail, and like I said, you're in the Grand Canyon, you can't get service out there,
Yeah.
but you've got that. So it's peace of mind, not only for you, but the people back home
But the people back home. Yeah.
that are worried about you.
Let them know you're still okay.
Yeah, but those will run out of juice eventually. And with that, you're gonna need your battery
You gotta
packs.
have power. Yeah, anytime you have any kind of technology involved, you're gonna need power.
Good thing is, there are multiple options.
Yes, there are.
So
yeah.
first off, you got these little power bricks.
Yeah, you can find these things anywhere.
Yeah, and this one specifically has solar on it.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go out for an unlimited amount of time, literally, we got a renewable resource right here.
Mm-hmm.
And these ones, I will say, there's a lot of different reviews on them, right? And
Mm-hmm.
some of them are sketchy. So take a look at the reviews. I'm not gonna put my name on any of them because I've bought multiple, even from the same company. One worked great and one didn't. So
Correct,
I don't
yeah.
know about your experience.
Yeah, but you don't have to go with that either. You can have they have smaller power banks. I mean, you can pick them up at convenience stores these days. I mean, all over the place. You just got to be sure before you leave, you make sure they're all fully charged up. You can have multiple smaller ones to keep you going, or like you said, a renewable one like this.
Yeah, and I've got another one that has it like you pick it up and it just feels dense.
Yeah.
It's got something in
Yeah,
there.
like
but-
it's lead.
Yeah, well, yeah, it can give a lot of juice. It'll do my iPhone like 8 times or something.
Yeah, that's
silly.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So this time we came out and I've actually got work that I have to do, and I've got a meeting that I've got to attend. So I needed to bring my laptop so I can keep track of this. However, a power bank like this isn't going to be able to handle recharging a power bank like this. So you can find these things. This is so this is what you call a deep cycle battery. It will hold much more juice than something like this. And so using a battery like this, you can plug an inverter into that thing and actually get AC power out of it.
You plug in the outlet just like you would at the house. Now it does have, this is about 500 watts.
500 watts. Yep.
And
You can get those in all kinds of different sizes depending on how much money you want to spend.
yeah, and this battery is going to last quite a long time.
Right, and you can get bigger ones too if you want.
You can, whatever size you need.
You could bring a car battery out here if you want, as long as it's deep cycle.
And what's the reason for the deep cycle?
A deep cycle battery emits a slower charge for a longer period of time, whereas your normal batteries like you have in your car are designed to hit a really high charge really fast to
Really
get it
high
started.
amount of
Yeah.
volts really
Right,
quick. 'Cause
really
it's
quick.
got to crank that engine
for a
over.
very short period of time.
So
yeah.
these are specifically designed
Right.
for that longer duration. Less punch, but for a longer duration. They're built to be recharged multiple times and to be used all the way down.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. A lot of people know about these.
Sure.
Not a lot of people know about these.
Probably
and that's
not.
why,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so important. You grab one of these, and these are not gonna break the bank either. You grab a battery, and again, a deep cycle battery with an inverter.
Now I can power my laptop with this because this is not going to do it.
Let's say you bring the kids. Now, I'm not getting into glamping or anything, but let's say you want to have movie night out in the forest,
Right.
which a lot of times you've got to entertain the kids. They're less apt to go and carve on a chunk of wood like we would have done when we were kids.
Right,
It's
right.
2024. We've had movie nights out here, so the projector you can power
plug
with
in,
this bad boy.
You know, bigger speakers. You can keep everything rolling for longer, so you don't run out of batteries in the middle of your movie.
You got it.
Yeah, and in the morning, your wife can plug in the hairdryer, right? Yeah.
Or for my buddies with those mullets out there, you know who you are.
All right. Another thing, see, even though it's this is a DC power, so we plug this in right here that actually has a couple of USB ports, so you can still charge USB like your phone or anything else off of it, and then this would just attach to if you just need the AC power.
Yeah. How many charges would you say? Didn't you use it for like an extra couple weeks?
Man, I charged my phone on it for a couple of weeks when I first got the battery when it was new. So yeah, you get a lot of juice out of this, and this is a small one. Like I say, you can get bigger ones and get even more out of that. Now, when you're using the inverter and AC, obviously it's going to pull a little more, and it won't last as long with that.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can find these on Amazon, but if not, your local automotive store will have these as
And
well.
they come in a lot of different shapes and sizes and styles too.
You just need to know that it needs to have the terminals as well as USB on it.
Yeah.
You can plug your battery tender in to juice it back up.
Correct.
And then plug this in when you need it for the power.
That is a very good point. If you buy the correct battery tender that goes with the plug on it, then you don't have to clip and everything.
And you don't have to hook it up to your truck battery or whatever.
You just unplug it.
Once you get back home,
yeah,
you plug it into the wall, plug it in, and you're good.
Yeah,
and then you switch these out. They're hot swappable. You just plug them in and you're good to go.
Yep.
All right, what's next?
So when you are working like this and you can keep powered up, another thing that you're gonna need is you're gonna need Wi-Fi. So these days you can get hotspots specific to it, but why not just use the one that's on most phones these days?
Well, we wanted to condense the list a little bit. We had originally we had a longer list, and we said you no longer need to bring that GoPro or sports camera along with a Wi-Fi hotspot. We've got it all right here in a cell phone.
Right here.
Everybody has a cell phone with them.
As a matter of fact, a lot of these even have the fitness trackers in them now, so you don't even need the watch.
You don't need your sports watch.
Right. So anyway, all that's right here. As long as you've got service, you can still get your Wi-Fi connection hotspotted over to your computer or anything else.
And now you can join your meeting.
So this thing is like multifunctional. So you've got your camera on there and your hotspot, fitness trackers if you need them, all that sort of thing.
But the next is the hiking apps.
That's right. You can also get those on here, which is a whole nother story.
Let's go take a look over there.
So yeah, there's a lot of apps out there that you can use to help guide your way through the trails or wherever it is you're going.
Yeah, and so this is just one of them, the hiking project. And what it can do is while you're hiking, you can hit record and it's gonna record exactly where you're at, how long it's taking you. You're getting 4 miles a year or
right.
whatever it is. It's going to show you your current route, your destination. If you're on a trail that is a known trail, as people are doing it, they're hitting record and it's recording theirs and sending it to you as well. So over time, their database is getting bigger and bigger.
It's learning more information.
Yeah, and you can put hotspots like, hey, there's a natural spring over here versus another place where maybe there's not. Yeah. And you can check before you go. It shows elevation, distance, how long you've been traveling. You can download the maps and do it offline. So in case you get to an area where there's no service, you can still have the map, as well as you've got your favorites, and then if you want it public or private, and like I said, you can pre-download the maps. But another great thing to take with you anytime you go hiking. And so what I used to do is bring a piece of paper with me, the map that said, you know, maybe it was 4 or 5 pages long, that said, here's the elevation, here's this. You had to take your compass, put it down on there, and know where the sun is and all this. And you can go, okay, those 3 mountains, those must be these 3 things on the map. Well, you don't have to do it anymore. This shows precise location. Now, obviously, you got to have power. So
you got to have power,
don't overuse your phone on the trail. Make sure you use it when you need it.
And put that away. Pay attention to nature.
Put it away when you don't need it, and then get back to the trail.
And so that's really going to also help in your planning phases too, because if you're planning on getting to a certain spot to camp tonight, then this is going to be really handy to help you gauge how far you have to go so that you can get there before the sun goes down.
Absolutely.
And then once the sun does go down, you're going to need some lights to see where you're going, right?
Sure are.
Yeah, when it gets dark, light is going to be very important. Ta-da!
It's always very important.
Tell me about this thing, man. This thing is awesome.
So, what are the 3 types of lights you want?
Well, you want a flashlight, a headlamp,
And a lantern.
and a lantern.
Now, this is probably not the best lantern to go like exploring the dark, but this
Right.
one is super cool. It's app driven for one. Red.
Yes, this is awesome, man. Or like you were saying, if it's in your tent and you're not in your tent, oh, I left my light on, you can just turn it off real quick. You don't have to walk,
Just
walk
hit
back
that
to the
button.
tent.
It's
Yeah.
off. So, and you can stick it to poles if you're at a place that has
Yes,
poles.
magnets on the back.
Yep.
Or you know what? If you've laid down in bed and you just don't want to sit up and reach for the light.
That's the biggest thing is like especially on a 6-foot tent, you
Right.
gotta get up and getting in and out of that sleeping bag,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
if you have a liner in the
Yeah,
sleeping bag and
sure.
you just pulled out the sock.
Yeah.
So these are cool. So
Yeah.
definitely some cool tech
Right.
to have in your tent.
Yeah.
Any lantern will do.
Lots of different styles of lights.
Lots of different
Yeah,
styles.
yeah.
But I do love O lights.
Right. O lights are awesome. So there's also the police style, you know, almost like speed gun style radars.
Oh, like
with the
this?
handle. Yes, exactly like this. So you got the light up front here, and on the side is a lantern. So you can set it down, put a lantern. Some of them come with little stands that you can screw in here and put it on a stand, hang it, you can do whatever. So these are cool because it's both.
Yeah.
Flashlight or lantern. Then of course you got your standard flashlights and everything. Now, my favorite and just about my go-to is the headlamp.
Yeah.
It's just about all I ever use anymore because it's so lightweight and everything, and it just points wherever you're looking.
How are you gonna tell a ghost story with a headlamp?
You can just take it off and put it under here like this. But yeah, love the headlamps, man.
Awesome.
Okay, so yeah, when it gets dark, lights are a must-have.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're really gonna help you with setting up your gear and everything. What's another thing you're gonna need when you're setting up?
What's that, Steve?
Now we need our next piece of tech.
What's that?
All right. What you got there?
So this is the FlexTail Tiny Pump.
Oh, this is my favorite. Yeah, the FlexTail is awesome.
Like you said, you get done with a big hike, or even when you go camping, the last thing you want to do is have to blow up your air mattress.
Yeah.
So this is great. And
Yeah.
I don't know how many times. I know I've blown up like 20 mattresses and not even recharged.
The little
it. So
battery
this
lasts
thing-
forever, yeah.
Yeah, and then you hold it down
And it has a built-in light.
and it's a lantern.
And it's got the little hook where you can hang it.
You go on a hike, this replaces.
That's a
your
2-in-1.
curtain. It's a 2-in-1. You got to use those multi. Look how bright that
I know,
gets too.
golly, it's blinding me.
Oh, look at this. I'm like that old crypt keeper guy. Hey, you.
Well, and we also talked about it's not good to blow the mattresses up with your mouth anyway if they have insulation in them, because it can deteriorate, the humidity from your breath can deteriorate your mattress.
Yeah, so and what he's talking about there is every air mattress has the R value in it, and that's made with some type of something.
Some
for,
kind of insulation, yeah.
for insulation, and the humidity from your breath can deteriorate that.
Right.
So as long as you're using something like this, you're not adding that extra moisture to your bag.
Right. I've had so many different kinds. Some you got to put batteries in them. Some of them are rechargeable. Some of them you got to plug in. Dude, this thing it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Got to have that.
And it does come with a bunch of different ends to meet your needs, whatever.
Oh yeah, the little adapters for the ends. So
Yeah.
depending on what kind of mattress you've got, you can swap those out.
Yeah, this just comes right off.
Yeah. Usually you set all this up ahead of time, right? You know, you're one of those guys that as soon as you get to camp, you set it all up and you got your bed ready to
I
go.
do that way before the festivities
Right,
begin.
yeah. You don't want to have to wait and do that later.
Now that you've got your mattress blown up and your lights to be able to light your way, if it gets a little cool, now you get to use your little heater buddy. Let's take a look at the heater buddy over here. These are great when it gets cold out. You just want to make sure you don't knock them over. But this can take your tent up another 30, maybe even 40 degrees. They come with these interchangeable bottles. This bottle probably shouldn't even be on here, but it does have the swivel that makes it able to sit on nicely. You can also get the little Coleman ones that look like little grenades, but my favorite is connecting it to a 20-pound propane tank, connecting it via a hose right to here. That can change it from lasting 3 or 4 hours to maybe 3 or 4 days. And now that we've shown you how to heat up that tent, let's see how we can heat up the kitchen twice as fast.
I don't know about you, but the first thing I want when I wake up is coffee. And the last thing I want is to have to wait 45 minutes to get it. If you ain't got something good to cook with, then you're gonna have to start a fire and get your percolator burning and all that kind of stuff. Why not take the easy route and just use one of these butane, propane mixture burners? They'll get your water boiling in 2 minutes or less. There's a lot of styles, a lot of brands out there. They all pretty much do the same thing, just at different speeds. But I'm not putting my name behind any of them because I'm not getting paid to. Well, now that you've had your morning coffee, it's time to turn up your day.
What better way to turn it up than putting on some cool jams?
Oh, yeah. These things are awesome.
Bringing a nice little Bluetooth speaker can make the difference between having to listen to nature and actually taking a little break. Because when you go camping, it shouldn't be stressful. Yeah, you want to get away from technology and you want to get away from the hustle and bustle, but sometimes you want to put on some jams too.
Right. Hey, especially if you got a lot of people, man.
You can get tons of these Bluetooth speakers, connect right to your phone, no wires or anything. I would recommend getting them pretty weather resistant. Maybe not weatherproof, but weather resistant. Sure. This one's like all plasticky feeling. Or
yeah, so
like,
this one can actually get rained on.
Yeah, and you'll see rain shooting off of this.
So these are just a few of the tech gadgets that we like to bring camping and hiking to make our experience a little more enjoyable.
Do you have some tech that we failed to mention? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to showcase it.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, and smash that notification button
so you'll never miss another video.
And check out those playlists.
And we'll see you next week, if not sooner.
If you like this type of content, make sure you check out our YouTube channel where we have hundreds of videos just like this. If you want to see our newest adventures, be sure to click the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss another video.